Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we've got something pretty interesting, actually. We're looking at a connection you might not expect. It's between, well, a watch and a fruit, a very distinctive fruit. So our mission today is really to figure out how this watch, the Revelot Hexmariner 39 Durian Limited Edition, how it gets its inspiration from a fruit famous for its, let's say, strong and persistent odor, and yet the watch itself is described as spiky, funky, but not smelly. How does that work?
Exactly. And our sources give us a really good look at this specific dive watch. We can dig into the design details, the technical side of things, and the cultural inspiration, which is pretty bold here. It's quite the package, really. Shows how a strong idea can lead to something quite special.
Okay, so let's start with the makers, who are Revelot.
Yeah.
They're a Malaysian microbrand, quite young, actually. Launched on Kickstarter back in 2021. And they've built up a bit of a name for themselves since then. Stylish watches, decent prices. They've done some interesting things before, too, haven't they? Like the Lima Flagger.
Oh, yeah, the one with the Damascus steel case.
Right. That wavy pattern steel. It kind of showed early on they weren't afraid to try different things design-wise.
Absolutely. And having that foundation, that sort of track record, probably gave them the confidence to take this really fun approach to design with the Hexmariner Durian. They had the basics sorted, the watchmaking know-how, so they could afford to, take a bit of a creative leap with this theme without messing up the actual watch quality.
And it is quite a theme. You really need to understand the durian fruit itself to get the watch, I think.
Yeah.
Our sources call it Malaysia's iconic, often reviled, and generally misunderstood fruit. Yeah. And that word reviled always stands out, doesn't
That's
it?
right.
Well, okay, it's big, it's spiky on the outside, the flavor is described as sharp, but the main thing, the thing everyone talks about, is the smell. That strong and persistent odor.
Barker.
It's so strong, apparently, that some hotels in Bangkok and Singapore have banned it, or parts of it anyway, and you definitely can't take it on public transport in Southeast Asia. Imagine that.
Yeah, it really tells you something, doesn't it? So for a brand to deliberately choose that as inspiration, it's bold. Maybe a bit cheeky, even. What's really fascinating is how they don't hide from it. They actually embrace those characteristics. Designing something precise like a watch around, well, something so divisive. It's a challenge, for sure, but also what an opportunity to stand out.
Right. So how did they translate this spiky, smelly, but also loved fruit onto a watch dial?
Well, first off, the dial is this deep green color, and it's got this geometric pattern right on it, which is meant to look like the thorny outside of the fruit.
Spiky husk, yeah.
Exactly. And then, inside the durian, you have that creamy golden yellow flesh people eat.
Yeah.
So on the watch, they've used C3 Super-LumiNova for that.
Ah, the lume.
Yeah, on the hands and the indices, which are these applied hexagonal shapes. So in the dark, it glows this bright golden color. Even the text on the dial is in that same gold color.
Cover.
And check this out, the seconds hand, the one that sweeps around. It's lollipop style, but the circle has a tiny cutout shaped like a durian. Oh, that's subtle, a little Easter egg.
Yeah, really whimsical. You've also got a date window, black, down at 6 o'clock. And for the real durian lovers, the diehard fans, as the source says, it actually says King of Fruits etched on the chapter ring, that ring around the dial edge.
Wow, okay, so they're not being subtle about that bit.
Not at all. It's a clear nod to its status in, Malaysian culture and beyond.
And if you look wider, it's not just the dial. This theme is everywhere. The bezel insert, the ring you turn, it's ceramic in that same durian green. The edge of the bezel, the knurling you grip, it has a spiky design too.
So even the feel of it ties in.
Right. And the crown, the winder, guarded, signed with a yellow Revelot logo, which is also spiky.
They really committed.
They did. Even the caseback, which is sapphire, so you can see through it. Well, usually you see the movement, but here they've printed a color silhouette of a durian on it. It's full immersion, like you said, more than just a nod. It is the durian in watch form.
Okay. So it looks fun, it looks quirky, it's very on theme. But is it actually a decent watch? You mentioned Serious Diver earlier.
Yeah, and the sources are clear on this. Despite the playful theme, the underlying watch is built properly.
So the case is stainless steel, based on their standard Hexmariner 39 model. Dimensions sound pretty wearable. 39 millimeter diameter, 13 millimeters thick, and 48 lug to lug. That should fit a lot of wrists, yeah.
Pretty standard, comfortable sizing for a modern dive watch.
And the crucial dive specs, it's got sapphire crystal, with anti-reflective coating over the dial, and water resistance is 200 meters. So yeah, that's proper dive watch territory, not just splash proof.
Absolutely. It meets the functional requirements. And inside, it's powered by the Seiko NH35 automatic movement.
Ah, the NH35. People know that one. Reliable, right?
Very much so. It's also known as the 4R35 in some Seikos. It's kind of the industry standard for affordable, reliable, automatic movements. Easy to service, too. It has 24 joules, beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour, that's 3 hertz, and gives you about a 41-hour power reserve. Standard hours, minutes, seconds, date. Now, the official accuracy is like -20 to +40 seconds a day, but honestly, in practice, they usually perform much better than that. It's a solid engine.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
And what about wearing it? The bracelet options sound interesting. Our sources mention 3 choices, all 20 millimeters wide. One's got a glide lock clasp that's nice for quick adjustments. Another has a standard micro adjust clasp. And there's a new 5-link bracelet design, too.
Options are always good.
And here's a really practical touch. They all have quick release levers.
Ah, yeah. So you can swap straps easily without tools. That's becoming more common, and it's super convenient.
Definitely adds to the practicality, makes it easy to change the look. Okay, so if people listening are thinking, all right, this weird Durian watch actually sounds kind of cool, when can they get it?
Yeah.
And how much?
Right, the availability. This odor-free version launches July 18th.
Odor-free, thankfully, and the price.
Early bird pricing is set at USD $325.
Wow, okay. That seems pretty reasonable, actually.
It does, especially when you hear the next part.
Which is?
It's limited, very limited, just 88 pieces in total.
88, that's it.
Mm.
Okay, that changes things. That's tiny.
Yeah, 88. Which brings up that whole value question, doesn't it? What are you really getting for your $325? It's a Microbrand, limited edition, dive watch spec, but with this really unique, fun design. You know, it's described as a fun, stylish, and capable diver. At that price, for such a limited piece with a story, it feels like good value, I think.
Yeah, you're not just buying specs, are you? You're buying the story, the uniqueness, the conversation starter aspect of it.
Precisely. It's a collectible, almost wearable art, celebrating something culturally significant in a really playful way.
So quite the journey we've taken. From a fruit known for being, well, spiky and smelly, to a watch that's spiky, funky, stylish, capable, and definitely not smelly. It really shows how you could take a cultural symbol, even one that's kind of controversial or divisive, and just totally transform it into something else, something unexpected and maybe even beautiful. Makes you rethink the source material.
It really does. And I think the key thing here is how Revelot didn't just use the durian. They used its reputation. They took the polarizing aspect and made it the core of the watch's identity. That takes some guts, I think. It shows that real design innovation isn't always just about, new materials or tech specs. Sometimes it's about having the courage to embrace a really distinct, maybe even slightly weird narrative to stand out. And it kind of leaves you wondering, doesn't it, what other unlikely pairings or, challenging inspirations could lead to the next really cool product? Food for thought.